Hey guys, appreciate you watching. I'm with my buddy Ryan Turner. Thanks for joining.
You're welcome, man. Big matches to talk about.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good one. We
Oh
got
yeah.
East versus West. We'll start with that. Then we're gonna go to our two training partners. We're gonna talk about Corey versus Beerman. And
Yeah.
then we're gonna talk about Tim versus Matt. That's gonna be some good matches coming up.
Yeah. Oh man, what a good time for arm wrestling. This year is shaping up to be
Oh, yeah.
one of the best years ever. So
So what was your favorite match with the East versus West?
my favorite match?
Yeah.
I gotta that's tough, man. I mean, with 16 matches on the card, how do you pick one, or 15? Okay, my favorite match just in the sense of arm wrestling was the Ron Bath right-handed match.
Yeah.
Geez, what a war, man. I think today he actually turned 60 years old, Ron Bath did. So just super technical inside pulling. We saw a little outside pulling. We saw back and forth. I mean, went to the 5th round. I mean, talk about hype. And just two legendary pullers, or one, I guess, legend, one just current elite level puller. Man, round one was so long. I don't even know how long it was. It must have been multiple minutes long.
Probably.
Yeah, and what was it? Ron won the first two, right? And then and then lost the next two. And then, did you see the controversy on the 5th round there with the losing foul?
Was
in a losing position? Yeah. So Ron's elbow popped off the pad. You can see his arm dip, right? And they called it an elbow foul in a losing position, even though, in my opinion, they were still center table. I would call that neutral, but what a way to lose it, man. I mean, like, I know the refs are supposed to be just objective. This is what it is. You elbow foul, losing position, blah, blah, blah. But man, does it suck to see a match like that end on a foul, and especially a foul in a losing position, which frankly I feel like is rarely enforced to begin with, and then now they enforce it on round 5 of a legendary match. But yeah, so in terms of just pure arm wrestling, that had to be my favorite match. Is one of the best matches I've ever watched. I was totally hooked on it. And but then in terms of kind of the meta around the match, I would have to say the John Brzenk versus Olaev match, just because they met in 2015. There's been some drama back and forth about who's the true GOAT between the two. And then to see John come back and win, I think even easier than he did in 2015, despite retiring, and doing it inside and outside, that was just super cool to see. But if you're just, again, non-arm wrestler tuning in, that match wasn't nearly as exciting as Ron Bath. So I can't give you an answer of those two, which is my favorite, but there you go. That's my pick. How about yours? What did you like?
I'm in the same boat. Ron's Bath match, I was screaming watching the match. I was like, kill him, Ron, kill him, Ron.
Yeah, Team West, baby.
Yeah. But it was good, but I made a prediction video that John was going to come in, the best shape, ever. Well, not ever, but better than when he did Devon.
Yeah.
And I think he definitely was in tremendous shape. So that was an exciting match. He went what? Did he swept him?
With against Devon or against Zoloev?
Zoloev.
Yeah, it was a sweep. It's 3-0, just 1, 2, 3, and not very close. So made an absolute statement. But I think you're right. I think John, because John, it's easy to forget, it's been less than a year since John's return to arm wrestling. So it's going to take some time for him to get the ball rolling. And so, yeah, I think we saw a good job. I think every match he's been better. His first one was Chance, and he was getting a lot of the ring rust off, right? Then it was Dimitri Kachan, which he still won, but his hand got compromised a bit. Absolutely. And then he had Paul Lynn. It was a little better. Then Devon was a little better. And now I think he's really hit his stride. So that was a good prediction, because I think that's exactly what we saw. We're starting to see John be John again. And it's exciting because he has more on the plate coming up. I think he's got Engin and man, I can't even keep track. The dude arm wrestles so much. He's had
I saw the match.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a good one.
I know. Two OGs, because Engin also retired for a bit, but we'll see, man. Did you catch any of the after pulling from the East versus West event?
I only saw maybe 4 or 5 pulls. I saw Engin versus Coach Ray.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah. How good did Engin look?
it looks really good. You know, that pronator's looking good.
I know, isn't it nasty, dude? Oh my god, he's got one of the when he flexes it, dude, the thing like bulges out of his arm. He's ridiculous. Um, he's been calling out Devon, which is it's so interesting to me because they had some beef, right, with all the trolling going on, but he like legitimately wants a match with Devon Larratt, which on paper or at least the tail of the tape looks like a huge mismatch. I mean, Devon's twice his size. But it's freaking Engen, man. One of the best lightweights to ever do it. So that's
Devon will have to come down to 220.
I know. I don't know if he can still do it, man. He's like up to 300 now. Like that's a big cut for him to make, dude. But I wonder what Engen can get up to. I think he walks around like 220, like you said. But
maybe we'll see 300.
Can you imagine? 300-pound Engen would be a ball, man.
Oh,
that's too funny.
What do you think about Michael Todd's match with Gennady?
I mean, it was a clinic on how to beat the King's move by Gennady. That's for sure. Sucks for Mike. I mean, I watched his live stream after the match, and he was just devastated, man. You could see he trained his ass off for this match. Really, really wanted it. He's talking about dropping down into the 242s now and no longer pursuing world number one. So. In terms of the storyline, it's just sad to see someone that broken that they want to stop pursuing their goal. But in terms of arm wrestling, I mean, Gennady just, like I said, put on a clinic, man. He climbed, he hit at the right times, he was aggressive, didn't give Michael any breathing room, attacked right off the go, so Michael couldn't really even sink his King's move, right? Like I don't think he ever even took Gennady's wrist. So I thought it was a good match. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I thought it was a good match. I don't know if it's just the way I was watching it, but the way he was hitting, it didn't look like he was. It didn't look like a King's move hit. You know what I mean? It looked like he was trying to stand up high, and I don't know. It didn't look like Michael Todd. You know what I mean? It looked like maybe he's trying to stay more fundamental. You know what I mean? Maybe. This is a long shot, but maybe he's trying to. Maybe he cares too much what people are saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
out of the King's move.
That's a very interesting take, because he has been just hammered online from the trolls, especially after his Devon match for the WAL Hammer. I mean, just relentless, just attacking him for going under the table, all the memes. So you might be right. That may have got to his head, and so he's trying to show people, hey, look, I don't have to go under the table. I don't have to, do a deep King's move. But at that level, I think you're right. He's got to stick to what works. I hope that's not the case, but you're right. It certainly looked like it. He doesn't do that drop and full extension of the arm, like he used to. But
from what I remember, I think every match his hand was palm up, right? Like almost every single match.
Yeah. Gennady just attacked his pronator.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that his pronator was damaged. I've been hearing that for a while, so maybe that's a good factor.
Yeah, we don't know. He says he was the strongest and best shape he's ever been, but sometimes you can't really tell with like those nerve issues, when it's going to pop up and the subtle things you can no longer do that you used to have no trouble doing. But yeah, that wasn't the Michael Todd we're used to seeing. That's for sure.
Yeah, maybe Gennady's just that strong. Maybe he's healthy. Maybe his game plan worked 100%.
Yeah. So, it's easy to forget because Gennady lost Hermes, but it's freaking Gennady we're talking about, right? Like a Georgian monster who trains with Levan. So, don't mean to take any credit from him. He is a bad dude, and looks like he's back. He was also apparently nursing an injury against Hermes, and that's why we never saw him really dive in and commit the shoulder. We saw him much more comfortable. Yeah, we saw him much more comfortable against Michael Todd this time. So, I think we got to watch out for Gennady. I think he's back. He's aggressive.
He's heavy.
Yeah, right. He was what was the weight, dude? Do you remember?
140 kilos.
Right, which is like high 300s. What's that?
300, maybe. I'm not sure.
Times 2.2 would be, it's like mid 300s, I guess, something like that, mid to low 300s, but huge. I don't know if we've ever seen him that big and bigger than Michael, who also was ginormous.
Yep.
So that's just the super heavyweights now, man. If you want to compete in that category, you just gotta be humongous. Levan, Devon, Alex Cordecha, Vitali, now Gennady. This sport is getting wild, man. It's really competitive up there.
Yep. Perfect time to be an arm wrestler, you know?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, those are your people, man. So I hope you're eating your milkshakes, getting big. Yeah. That's right.
What else? What other matches were there? Todd Hutchings versus I forgot his name.
Jordan Sonev, I think it is.
Yeah.
Todd, what can you say? He is quickly becoming my favorite arm wrestler to watch. It's like he can't keep doing this, man. It's like Corey West, last match,
Lachlan.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot his mind slipped there. And now this, he's unstoppable. And now he has Chance coming up, and he's I think a heavy favorite for that match.
I think so.
You know,
especially if it just side, if it's going to side pressure, I think Chance is gonna have a hard time with that side pressure.
Yeah.
Even if he does get full hand control,
right,
that side pressure is gonna be a big problem.
Yeah. A great example to your point there is Matt Mask versus Todd Hutchings. That was I think it was 2019, and I mean, Matt Mask is one of the most explosive and aggressive top rollers in the game, and would take Todd's hand, and then Todd does what Todd does, right to the side and just cut through Mask like butter. So if Matt Mask can't do it, I can't see Chance doing it unless Chance has some trick up his sleeve that we don't know about, or he pumps the gas these next few months and really levels up. Todd is just one of a kind, man. Holding it down for the West over there, I'll tell you what.
Yeah. You never pulled with him, right, Hutchings?
I was going to at least practice with him at the 2019 Arnold Classic. No, it would have been the 2020 Arnold Classic before they canceled it. I was going to go there, and he was nearby, and my buddy Josh Grant talks with him all the time, so we were going to swing by his place for a practice. That would have been fascinating because he doesn't look like he can generate that much power. He doesn't have the frame that for like the super heavies, but then once he gets into his spot, it's just nutty. Because he takes that West Side barbell approach, right? I mean, you have a powerlifting background, so you understand it. He just treats it. He's an engineer, right? So he just treats it like engineering. These are the weights. This is what I'm going to do. This percent this day, and just very methodically trains. And man, does it work!
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
speaking of Matt Mask, he's got a match with one of our good buddies, Tim. What's your opinion on that match? I know it's early.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's tough to call. I think Tim is the favorite just because, I mean, it's freaking Tim Bresnan, right? Like, need you say more? But from what I'm hearing, Matt Mask now has a lot more time on his hands to focus on arm wrestling, right? I think he's an oil rig worker and would always go out for months at a time and not be around the table, and just had a lot of stuff going on in his personal life. But now he's focused and he's training, and you can see it. He's putting out videos now on his YouTube. So I think we're going to get a really good Matt Mask, but I know Tim is also very hungry, right? You train with him too. What do you think? Are you picking up what I'm feeling from Tim, that he wants this one?
I've only seen Tim trained I think twice since his last match, when he versus Derek.
Yep.
I think he's real fired up. He seems to be pulling a lot more. I'm sure you've seen what he's doing. I'm not gonna say it on the I don't want anybody else to hear it. I don't want Matt to hear what he's doing. I'm sure you've seen it. Very smart. So I feel like he's got a very specific game plan for Matt. I feel like Tim's is gonna get in really good shape.
Yep.
I feel like it's gonna be a war. I feel like Matt's gonna be in good shape, but I see it going back and forth, and then the 5th round, Tim getting the win.
Oh, so interesting. So you think it's gonna be 2-2, go to the finals, and you said Tim's gonna take it?
Yeah, I think the height and the speed is gonna be. I mean, the speed more so, So I'm sure. I think Matt's a little shorter than Derek.
Yep.
He's definitely faster. So I think
That's huge.
I think once it stops, Tim has the advantage, but
yeah,
it's got to stop.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Tim usually wins the matches that he stops. I mean, look at Rustum, look at Vovoda, but Derek was had enough to keep going through him. But that was the first match we've seen Tim. First match we've seen with Tim in a while. So hopefully that was just getting some ring rust off, and we're gonna see an even better Tim for Matt. But I think that's a pretty good prediction on your part because Matt's speed is a problem, right? Tim's not known for flash pinning people, and Matt is as explosive as they come. So I think we're going to see the straps every round, and I think just God, it's such a tough call because who knows where Matt's at, right? He's coming off a loss from Hermes at the first East versus West. And Tim's coming off a loss to Derek, so it's two people hungry to get back. Tough call, but I think 3-2 Tim is a pretty reasonable prediction. I think I'll go with that as well.
Yep. Now we talked about the big Bresnan. Now let's talk about little Bresnan.
It's funny calling Corey little Bresnan when he's 300 pounds and enormous. Yeah, but he is the littler Bresnan. How funny.
Yep.
So Corey just had a great show over at California, same event as his dad. Won his super match, left and right. And now is facing Evan Burgoyne, who I was hoping we were going to get more data on because he was supposed to be pulling Schoolboy at East vs. West 2 this past Saturday, but got sick and couldn't get on the plane. So big question mark. Big question mark.
I kind of have a strong feeling about the match. I think Corey's going to destroy him. Corey,
okay.
If he's feeling like he is now, I think the only chance Evan's going to have is, if he has like a 10-minute setup, and he could just do whatever he wants. Like the ref doesn't know what they're doing, and just take full advantage. But I think if ready go, Corey's going to get the win. It's going to be 5-0. But I think it's going to be a pain in the ass, frustrating to watch the setup.
Right.
I think Evan knows too how strong Corey is right now.
Right. So he's gonna take a page from Devon's playbook and just be a nightmare to deal with, and then try to win through the chaos. Do you know if is it WAF or WAL rules? I'm not sure who's reffing this match.
No,
I don't know if it's announced yet.
I think it's in April.
It's in the match now, but I don't know if they know who the ref's going to be or what the rule set is.
I'm not sure yet.
I don't know either. I think that's going to be important because if it's,
I would like to see WAF rules or something like that.
Right.
As long as it's not WAL,
that I was going to say that would help Evan a lot if he can just be wild in the setup and go early and not have it called. And the set grip I think allows for a lot more wiggle room, right? Because the ref just hold your wrist, close your thumbs, close your hands, and you can get little advantages if you push, as opposed to a ref grip where they are close. Like you remember at IFA Worlds, it was like, do not mess around. They will foul you out and not lose an ounce of sleep over it. So I mean, we both feel Corey practice. He's strong as hell right now. He's fired up. He's got momentum behind him after the California event. And Evan is, if it was left-handed, I would give it to Evan. No question.
I think Corey's left arm is better than his right arm.
Well, that might be true now. I beat him left arm at Empire Arms in July, and he beat me right-handed. So in my head, it's he's stronger right-handed, but maybe the data is the other way around, or maybe my left just was better in the lane we were in. But Evan is a monster left-handed. I think he's been national champion a few times. I don't know if he's gone to Worlds left, but I know he'll tell you his left is the better arm. But Corey's so big and so in shape right now. I wouldn't bet against him. I don't know if this is on Stake Kings or not, but my money's on Corey.
Yeah, I feel you. Me too.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be 5-0.
You got confidence, man. Good. I think Corey would probably tell you the same thing, that he's just going to tear him apart. I don't know. Do they have history?
When Corey, like, I think they pulled when Corey was like 18 or something.
Okay.
And I think Evan won.
Yeah.
You know, I could be wrong, but I think that's what happened. You know what I was thinking too is a secret weapon we'll do is we'll buy non-alcoholic beer.
Cut this out of the video. Don't let Evan see this.
Labels.
That is brilliant.
You know, make sure you buy a couple. You know.
Yep, that's so good. Yeah, because Evan will tell you he pulls better when he's buzzed, and he means it. He's like, I can't arm wrestle unless I have like 6 beers in me. So I love it, man. We'll do it. Get some of the duels or whatever.
Yeah, you know.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Yep. What about speaking of Evan, the match that he was supposed to pull, Schoolboy versus what's his face?
Herman Stevens.
Herman Stevens, yeah. What do you think about this match?
Schoolboy looks great. I mean, I think he was definitely the favorite, coming off first place juniors at WAF this year, and I thought it was a good match because Schoolboy's been pulling like Larry Wheels a lot, and Larry's great and super strong, but I mean, I think he would even tell you he's an amateur arm wrestler, right? He's new to the game.
He's not really an arm wrestler, you know?
Yeah, right. So I didn't read too much into those wins from Schoolboy, but Herman's a veteran, you know, he's been around. So this was a very big win for Schoolboy. It gives him a lot of legitimacy. And he did what Schoolboy does, you know, he's the real deal. He's not just an internet meme with those New York videos, but he is a serious arm wrestler. What were your thoughts?
You remember? Was it 3-1?
It was 3-1 if I recall, yeah.
And he beat him in the hook every time, right?
I thought, oh man, it was like I would say more of like a high hook. I think there was a bit of outside to it, right? That's
okay.
That's kind of Schoolboy's MO. I'd have to watch it again because there were just so many matches, dude. I can't remember the specifics, but typically Schoolboy goes, you know, high and outside and gets deep wrist flexion with it. But yeah, too much. And he's 6'5", so he's got that long lever to work with.
Yep.
Very, very dangerous, dude. So,
what do you think if you pulled Schoolboy, how would you see that going? Let's say best of 5.
Yeah, I would actually love to do that because I beat him in 2018 at the New England Championships left-handed. Really? So yeah, left-handed. That's right. So I sent him to the losers bracket. Then we met again in the finals, and he beat me in the finals and won it. But at the time, I was only 1 year and 1 month into the sport. So I don't know what his better hand is or how much better his right is than his left or other way around. But I mean, I liked what I felt back then, and I was admittedly a very new arm wrestler at the time. So I would love that match. Schoolboy, if you're listening, let's go. Let's finish this.
Either hand, huh?
Yeah, right? Yeah, either hand, whatever you want, man. Come get them. Yeah. So yeah, I wasn't. I don't know. I don't want to diminish what I felt, but what happened was I won because I would take his hand, and then he would slip out, and they called it an intentional slip. Then I took his hand again, and he slipped out, and so they gave him 2 intentional slips and won that. And then when he got into the strap in the finals, he hammered me. So maybe I'm biting off a little more than I can chew here, or having selective memory, but yeah, I thought he was beatable. But that was when he was 19 or 20.
Oh yeah.
Right. So, you know, I'm thinking, oh well, I've gotten so much better over the past few years. I'm sure he has too. So I don't know. I think it'd be interesting. He's also 270 pounds now, and he was like 242 back then.
Yeah, I think that either you would have to come up or he'd have to come down.
Yeah.
Or you just say fuck it and just whatever it is, you know.
Yeah. I'd be fine with that. I don't think it matters too much once you're like well over 200. I mean, sure, I could eat a bunch of candy and milkshakes and get to 270. Like, would that help me so much? I'm not so sure. But
you go to 300.
Yeah, I tried one time, man. I couldn't do it. The sleep apnea was killing me. I couldn't sleep for crap. So I got to 276. That was my peak, and I was like, I can't do this. I got to cut back down, man. I'm not sleeping. It's going up a staircase was like climbing a mountain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can speak to it. You're, what are you, like low 300s right now?
I've been weighing myself since September, but I'm
Yeah.
probably maybe, maybe 320, 315 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get it. But you're a healthy 320. I mean, you're a ball
Yeah,
of muscle, man. My goodness, you're a beast.
I've been 300 pounds since, high school. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.